hello. Let's see, where's... Oh, hang on. You're not my 3 o'clock. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen you here before. Is this by chance your first time at our clinic? Huh. So I take it then you're a new potential client. Perfect. While I get the intake screening form, I have a few questions that I need to ask you, just basic intake information as well as some psychological assessment, so that we can be sure that you are a good fit for our clinic. Because unfortunately we can't help everyone, but if we find that you are not a good fit, we can refer you out to another community mental health organization that can provide you with better care. Sound good? All right. Let me see. First, start with date. Okay. And your name, please. And can I get your address? And your telephone number? Okay, is that your cell phone, your home, or okay. And if and whenever we do contact you, is it alright to leave a message with some detail, like, letting you know who we are and stuff like that? Okay. Just being sure, because sometimes we get people who leave us with their home number and they don't want other people who live with them to know that they're getting help, so we want to be sensitive to that. Alright, let's see. Is there a backup number you can provide? Okay. And we need the information of an emergency contact, just standard protocol, someone, a parent, loved one, roommate, whatever. Okay. And what's their relationship to you? And how do I contact this person? Alright, now before gathering more information, I need to provide you with some mandatory information about our clinic. So, firstly, I need you to understand that this is not a crisis center. We're only open during certain hours of the day, usually 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock, but I believe Fridays and weekends we close at 5. So, in crisis, we are not the person who you would go to, but we do have a crisis center that we can refer you to if you would like that number for your own purposes. Secondly, most of our counseling is done by interns under the supervision of a licensed therapist. We do have therapists on staff, but we are in the process of training right now, so that's just what's going on. Thirdly, we do have sliding scale fees. Our standard fee is $100, but if you show us proof of your income level, then we can adjust based on how much money you make. And lastly, it usually takes about a week between this intake and when we finally get back to you about booking a session. And this is based on your availability and how many people we have coming in. Does that make sense? All right. So now on to stuff about actual therapy. Is this for, we do individual, couple, family, group? Okay, individual therapy. And what days during the week are you generally available? Okay, and is there a language other than English that you prefer, or primary language that you speak at home or something? Alright, now what would you consider to be your primary reason for coming in? And what would you consider to be like the frequency, intensity, and duration of these symptoms? So like, how often do you feel this way? How strongly does it feel, and how long does it last? Is there any relevant history of this condition, like whether in your family has anyone suffered from similar symptoms, or just in general related history? I think we have a good bit of information on that. So now a few sort of basic questions that we sort of give everyone, regardless of what their problem is. Just anything, this is all just going to be relevant to our treatment and whether or not you are a good fit for this clinic or not. So firstly, do you have any health concerns for which you're currently being treated? Are you on any medication, and if so, how long, how often? Alright, now, have there been any recent changes in your eating or sleeping patterns? Do you have any history or current use of alcohol or drugs? I know this is kind of a touchy one, but you can understand why this is relevant to psychotherapy. And that includes legal or illegal drugs. That includes caffeine, cigarettes, alcohol, as I mentioned, over-the-counter medications. Have you ever been hospitalized for a psychological issue? Have you ever heard voices or seen things that people can't see? Okay. you ever attempted suicide? Are you feeling suicidal or thinking about suicide right now, or have you been in the past few days? Have you ever experienced domestic violence or abuse or any other sort of violence? I know this is rough, but we're almost through it. Last page. Are you currently, or have you ever had a history of physically harming another person? Have you or anyone else in your family had previous experience with counseling, and if so, when, who? I know it seems like I'm writing a lot sometimes, but even when you say very little, sometimes there's stuff that you notice that you need to take note, was it an easy question to answer or stuff like that, because even if you're not too sure about the entire family history, that doesn't mean that there isn't anything there. So that's important for us to take note, not only what you do say, but how you say it. That's a big part of psychology, is how people say things. Anyway, so we talked about what days you're available. What times during those days are you generally available? Before noon, around noon, or evenings? And just for our knowledge, how did you find out about this clinic? It lets us know our advertising is doing something good and, still worth putting out there. Thank you. Alright, and I think that's it. So, we have this all filled out, and I will turn that into my supervisor. It sounds like you're going to be a pretty good fit for this clinic. We have a lot of people who come in for, because they're stressed or mood issues and stuff like that, or insomnia. But we find that our staff is well equipped and experienced to work with these sorts of issues. So don't tell my supervisor I told you, but I think you're gonna like it here. Alright. Well, it was really nice meeting you, and hopefully I will see you soon for your first appointment. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.